Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And today is our unit on technology. We all love technology. These little machines that help us in our lives, ranging from kitchen appliances to entertainment devices to communication devices.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about the age of robots. Maybe you've heard of robots before, those machines that are doing things for us. They help manufacture cars and stuff like that, or they help vacuum your floor.
Yeah.
But they may be playing a larger role in the future, and what is that going to do to us? What are we going to do if robots take all our jobs?
Oh, it's a little scary thought, isn't it? Yeah, a lot of my friends have bought those robots that vacuum the floor. And you can actually use an app and turn it on and off during the day, see where it's gone. They're kind of crazy. But yeah, it's a little concerning, I think, to a lot of people, especially those who are in the manufacturing industry, because they've started using robots there quite a bit. It started a while ago, but yeah, you think they could take our job? Actually, let me tell you, Tom, I once went to do a voiceover for a video, and they had used Google to do it's like a demonstration. So maybe they could get it to sound more like a real-life person someday.
They're getting better and better.
We could lose our jobs, too.
We might. You hear that on YouTube videos all the time. The voice is obviously computer-generated.
I hate that.
It's not perfect. Sometimes they say dot when there's a period or something, and then some kind of weird surnames they can't pronounce. But I guess they can cut down on expenses and things like that. So who knows? All sectors may be affected by the rise of robots.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be something like Isaac Asimov's I, Robot, where robots pretty much take over. That old film with...
They want to kill you with
exactly.
Will
Smith. I want to say Will Smith. Will Smith, that's his name.
That's his name. Yeah.
But in any case, as always, we're going to introduce this subject to you by reading the entire contents of our article. So let's do that right now. A man steps out of his apartment building and gets into his car. He doesn't sit in the driver's seat, though. Instead, he reclines at ease and lets the car's artificial intelligence, AI, take over. When he gets to his office building, he nods a polite greeting to Sec 15, the robot security guard. Sec 15 isn't the man's only robot colleague. A good 30% of the workers at the company are robots. This man is from the future, but this future might not be as far off as we think. People today are already referring to robots and AI as the fourth industrial revolution. Each earlier industrial revolution caused massive changes in the way humans lived and worked. The first introduced machines and steam power, the second replaced steam with electrical power, and the third, also called the information revolution, ushered in the age of computers and the internet. These days, scientists and engineers all around the world are working to make breakthroughs in robotics and AI. Both of these technological fields could bring immense benefits to humanity. For example, walking or rolling robots could be used to enter areas that are too dangerous for humans, such as Japan's Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, and carry out important tasks. They could also go into outer space or deep into the ocean. What's more, since robots never tire, they can work endless hours in the manufacturing industry. Indeed, some are already doing so. KUKA robots have been installed in a factory in California, US, where they build cars for Tesla. The BMW factories in Germany also employ robots. In addition, Japan is exploring ways to use robots to look after its growing elderly population, which might solve a major issue in Japanese society.
So we're going to be talking about entering the age of robots and AI, artificial intelligence. So if you see AI in the future, now you know what it means. You don't have to say artificial intelligence. You can just say AI. Most people know what that means. Okay, maybe not your grandparents, but most people know. Maybe your grandparents do. So anyway, we've got a situation here. A man steps out of his apartment building and gets into his car. You can picture that in your mind. But here's the difference between now and this particular scenario, which is probably set in the future. He doesn't sit in the driver's seat, though. Instead, he reclines at ease and lets the car's artificial intelligence or AI take over. So if you recline, you kind of sit back, you're relaxed. There's actually a type of armchair in the U.S. and everywhere in the world, actually, that's called a recliner. That's the name of the type of chair it is. And you can put your feet up and kind of lean back and watch TV. I love those. We have several of those at my home in the U.S. Those are very, very comfortable. And that's a nice way to just relax after a hard day's work. Now, if you are not really concerned about driving, who's driving? Well, the car has some artificial intelligence installed in it, and that's going to take over. Artificial means fake or man-made. It's not real. It doesn't come from nature. We have artificial flavoring. We have artificial leather. We have artificial everything, artificial fur. When we don't want to use the real thing, people make up synthetics or artificial things to substitute for those real things we don't want to use. Now, if you take over, it means you're in charge. You have the responsibility for something. Sometimes when you go to work, you relieve somebody else and then you take over for them. They get to go home and rest while you continue to do their job. You can take over for them.
Right, so this is a description of a possible future scenario with self-drive cars.
Yeah.
That's what they're called. And so, yes, you might be the person who owns a self-drive car. You get in the car does the driving for you. You can recline or relax and lay back, kick up your feet or whatever, get out your phone, check the stock prices or whatever, call your friends and see what's going on. Maybe you can practice your guitar scales while the car is driving you to work or whatever. So yes, we've got AI here, or artificial intelligence. It takes over and does the driving for you. Now, when he gets to his office building, when this particular man gets to his office building, he nods a polite greeting to SEC 15 or SEC 15. I guess that's the name of the robot here. It's a robot security guard. So he gets there, and even though the security guard is a robot and not really a human being, he still nods a polite greeting. If you nod, you just kind of bend your head down slowly or up and down, usually as a way to say hello to somebody or as a way to say yes to somebody. If somebody asks you a question and you're too lazy to say yes or no, you just nod your head. Yes.
But if you're saying no, you can't use the word nod. You have to shake your head no.
Right.
Nod is yes. Shake is no. So you got to learn the difference between those two. I've seen people get those confused here. So you've got this robot security guard. He isn't the man's only robot colleague. A colleague is someone you work with. We all have a lot of colleagues. Tom's my colleague. Or you could call someone your coworker.
Right. A
good 30% of the workers at the company that we're taking a peek at right now in this scenario are robots. 30%. That's a lot. So this man is from the future, but this future might not be as far off as we think. If something's far off, it's far away, it's far in the future. It's not around the corner. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's a little bit far off to even worry about too much. But I know some people who are already starting to worry a lot about robots.
Right, so this is in the future, and so there is a certain percentage at this man's company that are robots. Notice here it says a good 30% of the workers. That means a solid portion of the workers are robots. 30%, no less than 30%, at least 30% of the workers are actually robots. Okay, now let's move on to the next paragraph here. It says, people today are already referring to robots and AI as the fourth industrial revolution. So in this sentence here, we have the phrase to refer to something as something. If you've ever had a nickname before, we could say that you are referred to as such and such. When I worked in the mail room, for example, at Campus Mail at the university, I was referred to as the spider because my arms were really long for sorting out that mail and stuff like that. So I was referred to as the spider.
Oh, the spider, really? Is that true? I don't think I had much of a nickname except for Stephanie, Fanny, Annie, just kind of a fun thing for my name. So the people today, they're already referring to robots and AI as the fourth industrial revolution. I don't know what the third was. Was that the internet?
Oh, it actually explains it here at the bottom here. So let's get to it before we start talking about the individual industrial revolutions.
Cool.
Each earlier industrial revolution caused massive changes in the way humans lived and worked. Okay, so yes, indeed, the industrial revolution generally refers to humanity changing over to machines, and people stopped being farmers so much. They started moving to the cities
to
and
the
working,
factories.
Indeed, and they developed different kinds of power to generate energy and to manufacture things in factories and stuff like that. Caused a lot of air pollution, of course, especially in cities like London or something.
Bad, yeah.
But in any case, each time there was an industrial revolution, it caused really huge, very, very big, large changes in the way people lived and worked. That's why we say massive. Massive here just means a big quantity of something.
Yeah. Really huge. So the first industrial revolution introduced machines and steam power. That was how we first started to get machines moving, was through steam, really hot water. And then the second industrial revolution replaced steam with electrical power. Electricity was invented, and that really made life a lot easier for a lot of people. That one seems to be less of a change than maybe the steam power from nothing. So people were working without any power. And then we had steam and then electricity, which I think made the world better. The third industrial revolution, yes, I guessed right. It was the internet. It's called the information revolution. It ushered in the age of computers and the internet. Yeah, I was around for that big change. That was huge. I remember sitting down and making a very simple web page myself with HTML in the 90s. So, I was kind of into it back then. If you usher something in, you kind of accompany something in. If you go to a play or a musical or a concert where you dress up and sit down in chairs, there's often a person called an usher by the seats or the rows, or even a movie theater. They can help you find your seat. They're an usher. If you usher in, it's sort of like you accompany something in, show them where to go, what's going to happen. So this ushered in the age of computers and the internet. That was the third industrial revolution.
And, of course, the fourth is going to be robots, which we'll get to in just a second. But, hey, before we do that, before we talk about the fourth industrial revolution, we're going to take a break now and listen to our Chinese teacher.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny. 今天我们要看的是第4单元。好，我们要来谈 robots， 谈 AI。什么是 AI 呢？就是 artificial intelligence， 也就是所谓的人工智慧。好，一开始呢，文章呢就给大家这么一个情境，这个情境里面呢谈的就是 self-driving cars。这个情境里面，其实我们一般人走出家门，坐到车里面，应该是自己当驾驶员。可是如果有 AI 的话，就像这个例子里面的这一位驾驶员一样，他就躺着休息就好，因为基本上 AI 就会帮你开车。而且呢，他现在进了大楼，要进办公室，连警卫都是机器人。所以这个情景就告诉大家 AI 跟 robots 在我们生活里面可能会这样子来服务我们。不过这边我们先看到一个重要的文法概念，这里说到了 A good 30% of the workers at the company are robots。这个地方说到，这 个公司里呢，大概有足足30%的员工，那可都是机器人呢。好，我们先看到为什么加一个 good 在这个 30% 之前呢？其实 good 不是只有当作好而已，它有时候呢是有一种强调的语气。换句话说，当你说是 a good hour， 那相当于是在讲 a full hour， 就是整整1个小时。或者是我们讲 a good many of us， 那可是用强调的语气，表示很多很多人。那这里也是一样，我们说它是 a good 30%， 那是足足有30%。好，我们继续来看。那谈到机器人，谈到人工智慧，我们呢说它是第4次的工业革命。好，我们知道工业革命是 Industrial Revolution。当然，为什么说它是第4次？在历史上这一段里面就告诉大家，第1、第2、第3次各是什么样的革命，为我们人生跟生活里头带来什么样的变革。那我们来继续看这边呢，有一个片语他提到说，我们把机器人跟人工智慧称为是第4次工业革命。这个片语 refer to。 好，首先当然我们看到字形的变化， refer 这个动词，当你后面要加 ing 或是加 ed 的时候，记得要重复字尾的 r。再来就是当我们用 refer to，它其实呢后面会接 refer to A as B， 所以要往后再看到 referring to robots and AI as。 好，这个中文翻译就是称什么为什么。当然其他相似的片语有很多，我们最常见的可能就是这个 regard。 当你说 regard A as B， 意思也是一样的。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about entering the age of robots and AI. So when we left you, or when you left us, we were talking about the different changes through industrial revolutions that we've gone through. We've had steam power, electricity, the age of the internet or the information revolution. What's fourth, Tom?
What's fourth? That's what we're talking about today. And so these days, scientists and engineers all around the world are working to make breakthroughs in robotics and AI. So that, of course, is the fourth industrial revolution. There you go. And that brings us up to the present. I guess we're saying that we're still in the third information revolution, the third industrial revolution, I should say. And the fourth has pretty much started, but it's not totally, or it hasn't totally taken over our lives just yet. Let's talk about this word breakthrough here. A breakthrough is when you've been working hard on an idea for a long time, but it doesn't really work, and then suddenly, bam, it works. You have this breakthrough. Like during the 1990s, I believe, there was a breakthrough in the internet. Everybody could get the internet cheaply. Everybody was buying personal computers and getting on the internet. Yeah. Before that, back in the 80s, people had computers, like the Apple IIe or something, or Commodore or whatever. You had computers at home, but you couldn't really have this access to the internet. So that big breakthrough occurred in the 1990s, and now we take the internet for granted.
We really do. Yeah, before the internet, we would call our computers stand-alone computers. They weren't connected to anything except electricity. They needed some electricity to run. Okay, so let's move on. We're talking about some of the breakthroughs, things that have really changed things in robotics and AI. Both of these technological fields could bring immense benefits to humanity. Boy, that's the truth. It could also hurt a lot of people, too, if they lose their jobs. Now, technological is an adjective form of the word technology, which is a noun. And you use it when you're describing different types of fields. So technological fields would include computers. It would include, I don't know, engineering these days. It would even include, I think, pharmaceutical drugs, where scientists are using high tech to change our lives through discoveries of new drugs and things for our bodies. We use technology for everything now. You know, I remember when we lost electricity in New York City about 15 years ago. It was like all work stopped. We couldn't use our phone because our phones were electric. They weren't hooked up to the wall. We couldn't type because we didn't have computers. There was no air conditioning. We were hot. So we ended up going home early.
I guess we're pretty vulnerable now because we depend so much on technology, on our computer networks and stuff like that. But these are technological fields, and of course they're going to benefit from this new industrial revolution. They're going to have immense benefits to humanity. Of course, if we have technology helping us out, it's going to change our lives really big. Let's talk about some possible changes here in just a second, but humanity here just refers to all human beings thought about together, the human race or human beings collectively. Sometimes you see people marveling at a major event that involves lots of people or something. You can say, oh, the humanity of it all, of all these people doing this thing together or whatever. That's what happened when the Hindenburg blew up. The announcer said, oh, the humanity of it, which means it is very important for human beings in general. So let's talk about some of these big benefits for humans or humanity. For example, walking or rolling robots could be used to enter areas that are too dangerous for humans, such as Japan's Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, and they can carry out important tasks. Indeed, there was kind of that nuclear accident. What was that, back in 2011 or so, when there was that earthquake, and then there was a tsunami that hit this nuclear power plant that's right on the edge of the ocean there. And, of course, you've got all this radioactive contamination inside the buildings that hasn't been cleaned up yet. And they could send robots in there, and, you know, that contamination or that radiation wouldn't really affect robots the way it would affect people. People get cancer and die and stuff, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, they're also using robots nowadays out in the world where wars are being fought. They use robots to see if there's a way they can disable a bomb so someone doesn't die. So they're already using robots to protect human lives, which is awesome. What's more, since robots never tire, they never get tired. They can work endless hours in the manufacturing industry. You'd never have to close down. You could just keep manufacturing 24/7, as we say. Manufacturing refers to the large production of goods or products, usually in factories with big, big pieces of machinery. Indeed, some are already doing so. We've got KUKA robots have been installed in a factory in California in the United States where they build cars for Tesla. Tesla is a pretty famous company, kind of on the cutting edge. They're trying to develop cars that are better for the environment.
Electric cars is my impression. And, of course, KUKA is a company. It's a German manufacturer of these robots. Of course, it's owned by the Chinese. But in any case here, this particular company does this. They produce these kinds of robots, and they install these robots at a factory in California, and they build cars for Tesla. If you install something, you basically set it up. Like if you buy a new air conditioner, you're going to have it installed. You can't really do it yourself. Somebody else is going to have to set it up for you. And the BMW factories in Germany also employ robots. So think about it. When you see those BMWs rolling down the road in Taipei, the driver, very proud. He thinks everybody's paying attention to him because he's got that BMW. But it's not handmade. It's probably made by robots.
Or human-made, maybe.
Person-made.
Person-made. So in addition, Japan is exploring ways to use robots to look after its growing elderly population. I've actually seen several articles about this where robots are more lifelike, you could say, and they can take care of the elderly instead of having to maybe import someone from another country to look after a grandparent, grandma or grandpa, who aren't in good shape. They can use these robots to take care of their needs. It's not quite the same as a person, but some of these robots you can talk to, you know. I know with some of these things like Alexa, you can ask Alexa questions just like you can with the iPhone. Who's the iPhone?
Siri, is that
Siri.
it?
Siri, you can talk to Siri too, which is kind of fun.
I think actually people like that in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
they respond to you and they don't contradict you. They don't start an argument with you. They agree with everything you say. And I think in Japan's case, they're very reluctant to allow immigration from other countries.
Yeah.
They're more willing to explore robotics there than employing cheap labor from other countries. But we'll talk about this particular fascinating subject and topic in our next lesson. But right now we've run out of time. We need to hear from our Chinese teacher right now.
好，我们继续来看这篇文章呢，它接下来要告诉大家说，robots AI 这两种科技哦，其实对我们人类有很多的好处。那什么样的 benefits， 什么样的好处呢？这边一样一样告诉大家。那我们注意到，首先从 for example 开始，这边就是举第一个例子。说到机器人，它当然如果说有一些地方特别危险啊，它举例像是福岛要进入核电厂，你用机器人当然可以让人类免除这种辐射的危险。这就是机器人第一个好处，危险的地方让机器人去。不过呢，这个之外，它接下来下一层要说到第二个好处的时候，我们注意到它的转折词，它这边 what's more 其实当然在英文里面，当你要举例也好，说明事情的原因也好，你可以有第一个、第二个，再者怎么样又怎么样。好，这个再者第二个东西加进来的东西，你可以用 what's more。所以他第二个例子在这之后就说了，机器人它永远不会累。这也就是为什么有些 manufacturing industry 所谓的制造业里面就会用机器人，因为你不管让他工作多久，他都不会喊累。好，那这是第二个例子。当然在这个第二个例子里面，我们还要看一个小地方，就是他说机器人不会累，所以用的机器人以 KUKA robots 这个例子来说，它用在哪里呢？他说啊，它被装设在加州这里。好 ，in California, US， 注意到了吗？逗点后面接 where。 好，我们知道当有一个专有名词像地点，这个后头啊，如果你要加一个所谓的关系词句，你要逗点隔开，这个叫做非限定用法。好，也就是在加州这个地方。好，我们说了两个例子，那还有第三个例子呢？又看到有一个转折词 in addition， 它基本上也是跟 what's more 一样，也就是我现在还有哦，没讲完。那机器人第三个好处就是它可以用来照顾年长的人，这也就是日本目前他们在做的，就是第三个例子。好，我们今天的讲解就到这边结束，我们下次见，谢谢。
That's it for today, everybody, but please join us again next time because we're going to continue talking about entering the age of robots and AI. Please join us then. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Bye.